Okay, good morning, church, and especially good morning, boys and girls. I'm going to have the pleasure of doing our first hybrid type virtual in-church kids talk. My name's Johnny. I'm kind of conscious that maybe some of the children, and I maybe ask them to come down to the front of your TV screens or tablets, whatever you are, so you can see and hear. And probably get involved as much as you can. Okay, Mark, you could step back just a little bit. I can see too much up your nose. Thank you. Thanks, Mark. This talk I'm going to give you came to me just over the last few days. I was thinking about you guys going back to school. And I remember some of those times going back to school. And one of the hardest things was the concern I had around meeting a friend, meeting up with my best friends again. And I particularly remember moving school. And I know some of you have moved school from primary school to secondary school. Some of you might have moved different primary schools because you've moved different areas. And you have to find a new best friend. And this talk I'm going to give you is about best friends and how they matter, how important they are, how good they are for you. Now, I want you to think about your best friend, and in a few seconds, I want you to shout as loud as you can. I'm not going to ask us to unmute, but I just want you to shout as loud as you can into the camera who, maybe it's a new best friend, maybe it's a best friend you've had for a while, but who is that best friend? Maybe we'll think about at school, okay? So on 3, we're going to shout into the camera. 3, 2, 1. Thanks, Mark. Tonsils are good, very healthy. Best friends really mean a lot to us, don't they? I know myself, I play, I've got a little, don't know whether you can see this here on camera particularly well, but this is a golf club I've got. Some people thought I was going to use it to bash a few people over the head if they didn't use their masks this morning. But I play golf with some friends. And as well as enjoying golf, enjoying sport, it's also a good time to talk to different people, talk to our friends, encourage each other, learn a little bit about each other, and support each other and care for each other. Now, what I do is, at the end of the golf, we've got one final hole, and it's called the 9th hole. And particularly, there's 1 or 2 people on the screen I can see. I like to help them out. And the way I do that is by having won all the previous holes, I decide on the last hole, because we always play the loser pays for the bacon roll and tea. So on the last hole, I decide, right, that's it. I'm not going to win anymore. I'm going to let someone else win. And that's a really good way of helping others, isn't it? Because when they're eating into their bacon roll, they feel really good. They feel really good about themselves because they've not had to pay for their bacon roll. So there's lots of different ways we can help our friends and become better friends as well. Now, there's a story in the Bible. It's in Luke chapter 5, and it's in verse 17. One of my favorite stories, a story that I've heard dozens of times, particularly at Sunday school and in church. But God said something, God told me something this morning. I was down in the Tesco car park, believe it or not, just thinking about this, and God revealed something to me that I probably missed. But I'm going to tell you about that in a little minute. Let's just read the story. One day, Jesus was teaching to people. The Pharisees, the teachers of the law, were there too. They had come from every town in Galilee and Judea and Jerusalem, and the Lord was giving Jesus the power to heal people. There was a man who was paralyzed, and some of his friends were carrying him on a mat, and they tried to bring him in and put him down before Jesus. But because there were so many people there, they could not find a way to Jesus. So the men went up on the roof and made a hole in the ceiling, and they lowered the mat so that their paralyzed friend was lying right before Jesus. And Jesus saw that these men believed. So he said to the sick man, "Friend, your sins are forgiven." Now, it's a crazy story. Can you imagine being at home. Jesus had been in your house, crowds of people. You might be in Stewarton, you might be in Darnley, you might be somewhere in Glasgow, and somebody starts taking away the tiles in your roof of your house and this hole appears. Let's hope it's a sunny day, right? And there's no rain around. Thank goodness for that. But then all of a sudden you think, what is going on out there, up there? And this man is lowered down into the room. And Jesus is there and he heals them. Do you know what I really noticed this morning? And this is really the highlight of the story, something to think about, is that the man who was paralyzed, and maybe he was paralyzed so much he couldn't say anything, but it wasn't him asking Jesus to heal him. It was his best friends. The man who was paralyzed, he never said anything, it says. But Jesus healed him because his best friends were looking after him. They were caring for him. They loved him. They wanted to make him better. They wanted to heal him and make him better. And Jesus recognized that and healed him. Wow. So, you shouted out a name of your best friend. Tomorrow when you go to school, your job is to love them more than they can ever know. Because that's what Jesus showed. He showed he loved people who loved others. Now, you might at the end of the day, this would be great, if that friend said to you, wow, you have been a great friend to me. So try and think about something today that you're going to do tomorrow with your best friend that might be just a little bit shocking for them. They might not expect it. But do something really, really special because that's what Jesus wants you to do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Johnny. We're going to have a song just in a minute, another video, and this one doesn't have words on it. So I just want to run over the chorus with you. I think it's an appropriate song to look at and to sing if we're able to pick up the words of the chorus after what Johnny's just been saying, because these are the words of the chorus. All right, it feels good when we're together. It feels good when we belong. It feels right when we're united. No divides, living life as one. Will we try saying that together? Just try and get it in our minds. It feels good when we're together. It feels good when we belong. It feels right when we're united. No divides, living life as one. And then a wee bit later on in the song, there's a wee challenge for you to see how quickly you can say some words. And we'll say the words slowly just now, but they come very fast in the video. Brothers, sisters, brighter, stronger, better together. Never thought I'd hear myself saying those last two words. I think they just put those ones in for John Bertram. Brothers, sisters, brighter, stronger, better together. Very, very fast when it comes. Okay, let's watch it and sing along.